Welcome to Hicgi News Agency. This is Hicgi News Agency. Hicgi News Agency. This is Hicgi News Agency. This is Hicgi News Agency live.
This is Hicgi News Agency live. Welcome to Hicgi News Agency. Welcome to Hicgi News Agency live. Hicgi News Agency. We are live. Hicgi News Agency. This is Hicgi News Agency.
Hicgi News Agency, Hicgi News Agency, Hicgi News Agency. This is Hicgi News Agency. Welcome to the Senior Citizens Talk of Hicgi News Agency. All our viewers from around the world, from great cities of the world to the smallest cities of the world, islands of Barbados, go to every part and corner of the world. Welcome. We have been receiving your comments and your views regarding what we present, and we really appreciate so much. My name is Kivumbi Earnest Benjamin, your usual host. When President Barack Obama in 2008 assumed presidency of the United States of America, he said that Africa does not need great leaders but need institutions. He believed in developing institutions, but leaders are also important to be mentored, because at the end of the day, even those ones who have become so powerful in the world and have done maybe positive or negative things, they've been once young, and which hands have they gone through? Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Professor Vicent Anigbogu from Nigeria, but is a very great friend of Uganda. Professor, welcome to the Senior Citizens Talk.
Thank you so much, Benjamin.
Uganda loves you so much, and you've done tremendously about Uganda, involving in several limelight of Uganda's corridors of power. Tell us exactly your relations and how you're impacting Uganda.
Well, thank you, listeners, and thank you for hosting me. Indeed, I love Uganda. My first involvement in Uganda was in 2007, when I was invited to do I believe a 4-day training for a group here in Uganda. And during that training, I ran into the Honorable Minister then for Ethics and Integrity.
Is that Honorable James Salvatore?
No, Nsaba Butura.
Yes.
Yes, so wonderful man.
He's a friend of mine.
Really? Okay, we share a common friend, you know?
Yeah.
So when he listened to my teachings about the principles of nation building,
Yeah.
and the type of leaders that are required, he now invited me to speak at the National Prayer Breakfast in 2007.
Wow.
And I spoke on the issue of value addition, that Africans should be adding value to their raw materials instead of exporting them, not knowing that that's actually the heart of His Excellency.
Wow.
So through that, then, of course, His Excellency took interest in what we're doing. He has given me his books and so on and so forth. So, but I say that to say that no nation can develop without leadership that has a clear vision of what they want or where they want to take the nation, and the audacity actually to lead them there. And I must say that that's one of the things I admire about His Excellency. He has been consistent in saying that for Uganda and Africa to develop, number one, they must address the issue of socio-economic development. We must empower our people so that they can enter the money economy. They cannot survive in a peasantry stage. And he's been doing everything he can to achieve that. So at the Institute for National Transformation, which I founded in 2007, I established a training center here in Uganda in 2008 to raise value-based, no excuse leaders.
Wow.
that
Incredible.
can engage. If I may use the Honorable Minister Dr. Monica Mussolini's word,
Yes.
leaders that will not delegate thinking or outsource thinking for other nations to think for us, but leaders that have the requisite skills to think through their own situations, and of course develop all the requisite capacities to address them. So I love what is happening in Uganda. We have our institute has trained over 500 leaders in Uganda.
Oh my God!
Including the Honorable Minister Dr. Monica Mussolini.
We salute you so much.
Who was once the president of the INT Alumni Association in Uganda.
What is that Alumni Association?
It's a group of people that we have gone through the Institute, Institute for National Transformation. They are called the Oak Seeds.
Wow.
That you can plant, and anywhere they go, they can germinate and become oak trees.
Wow.
That's whether we are achieving that is another thing, but that's the intention.
No wonder Honorable Monica has been celebrated.
Yes.
She was one of the greatest team that treated Ebola, I think, in West Africa.
Exactly.
And when she came back, she drove our nation through the COVID pandemic and several other threats of disease that have been happening, and the president has been happy for the science and innovation that he's doing. She has gone through your hands.
Now, here's the difference. There are a lot of excellent professionals. Honorable Dr. Monica is not the only professional, well-trained, intelligent. But many of them don't know how to harness the opportunities that they have to impact the environment and leave a legacy. Many turn that opportunity into self-aggrandizement, looking for what to eat, what to buy. They use it to chase after toys. But somebody like Honorable Dr. Monica knows it's a unique opportunity to actually impact the nation and impact the continent. It takes discipline. It takes a lot of moral courage to confront issues that come to you. It takes a lot of systems building to operate at that level and achieve at that level. You must be morally strong. You must be emotionally strong. You must be intellectually capable. You also must have good social skills to work with different people, because you're going to meet all kinds of people. And of course, you have to have vitality. So we emphasize those 5 capacities in our institute. People who are able to go beyond themselves. As I said, not delegate thinking, take ownership, take responsibility, mentor young ones to walk along with them so that they can achieve things. And it's so beautiful to see her exhibiting these qualities. It's not just her, people like Alan Kajuna, these are exemplary leaders that Uganda has developed. And we hope that Africa at large can begin to emulate that type of leadership. So it's my pleasure.
And talking about our mentorship, many people, or even young people, they want to become great, but they don't have mentors, people who go through, who they go through, or they are proud of. If they do mistakes, to go and inquire or even learn from. What could be the sense of space creating that?
You see, people who have not been mentored don't know how to mentor others. If you have been properly mentored, it becomes natural for you to mentor others. So, for example, even in STI, the greatness of what Dr. Monica is doing is not so much the technical outputs, but the young people that she's actually mentoring that can literally take over from her and sustain what they have developed.
The power of memories has never been so meaningful than when time passes by. It It's only in photography and videography that we can be able to tell what exactly happened in our lives. Do not lose the beautiful events of your life, from graduation to birthday parties, introduction ceremonies, parties that matter, wedding. All this and much more can be brought down into memories of photography and videography. At KEB International Group, we understand what it means to keep these memories. We're inviting you today to contact us for the best rates in town for your photography and videography events. Plus 256 702 13 75 66 or plus 256 773 1375 66. We will cover and reach you at any time, any part of the world. No matter the time, we are here to keep your memories alive. Okay, videography and photography, your number one events memories.
African leaders must learn that if you don't reproduce yourself, you cannot sustain what you have developed. So
If you don't reproduce yourself,
you can sustain. You cannot. The moment you vacate, everything crumbles.
Oh my
So
God.
they should give priority to mentorship. Mentorship makes you stronger. Mentorship, even again, you delegate assignments, and through that people learn. But the norm is for people to, if you will, take position, shield others from that position because they are really insecure. And instead of raising leaders that will take over from them, when they leave office, everything crumbles. And that's lack of sustainability. So mentorship, in fact, is the number one quality of a great leader. Any leader that desires to be replaced, not only will never be replaced, because your children will always remember you. Your work will always follow you. But any leader that does not mentor, eventually whatever they build will crumble, and their name will fade away. Their name will fade away. So I always encourage people to, and that's what I do. I travel across Africa raising leaders. I just enjoy that. I don't know who will become what.
Yes.
For example, when we were training Dr. Monica in 2010, I had no idea what she would be. But look at her today. So I encourage leaders across the board. In addition to accomplishing the assignment given to you, meeting objectives, use that platform to raise future leaders. When you age, they'll be the ones that will remember you. And when you see them functioning, doing well, that's actually your reward. Not the money, but the inner joy that you have created posterity that will sustain whatever you've created.
President Museveni and former Tanzanian President Jakaya Kikwete
Yes.
have been holding the African Leaders Forum, and they're trying to see that past leaders also contribute to the sustainability and continuation of Africa. And that forum, when they were speaking in it, President Museveni actually raised an issue of raw materials, that Africa should reach to an extent of no longer exporting raw materials. There's no doubt that President Museveni has been instrumental on the affairs of Africa. One, the deployment of troops in several countries for peace mission. Somalia, he's been recently in South Sudan negotiating a peace deal there. He has also been involved with the United States administration to see that Eastern Congo is stabilized, in Central Africa, and so many other countries. Is Africa seeing more people who love Africa so much, apart from President Museveni?
Well, I must commend the leaders of East Africa. Going back to the seeds sown by people like Julius Nyerere. As you know, Julius Nyerere was very instrumental in the mentorship of Mosaic. He spent a lot of time in Tanzania.
Oh,
Yes, he went to school there. Quite a number of them. So that culture, that mentality of coming together has always been a hallmark of East African countries. I must commend them. If you look at throughout Africa,
Glovey Logistics Limited, your number one customs clearing and forwarding cargo consolidation warehouse company. We do air shipment, worldwide sea shipment, transportation, tax consultation. Glovey Logistics Limited is a competent company specializing in logistics clearing and forwarding services. We have the necessary skills and resources and partnerships to tackle sizable projects to our clients' satisfaction. We are located at Mganzaraza Plaza near the entrance of Katwe, Kampala, Uganda. Call us on +256 779 634 328 or +256 701 784 648 or visit our website glovylogistics.com or write to johnglovey@gmail.com. Glovey Logistics Limited, your number one clearing and forwarding company.
region that's really more connected is the East African. And I'm happy that His Excellency is continuing that and emphasizing it and pushing it. I always get excited when in a public function they sing the East African anthem.
Yes.
Yes. So, and I think West Africa has struggled, and one of the reasons I think is because of the language divide.
Oh,
In East Africa, you have the
Swahili.
no, it's not just Swahili. You all speak English,
Yes, yeah, true.
okay? And then, of course, most of you speak Swahili. Africa, of the 15 African countries, 4 speak English. The other 11 speak French. And so that language divide has always been there. And we seem to have more conflicts than but
The Senior Citizens Talk is brought to you by Africa at Heart, Heal the Planet Global Organization, HICGI News Agency. Subscribe right now to get our latest updates sent you every single Sunday. Don't forget also the Talk to the Wild show that is running every Thursday at 4 p.m. Subscribe here on YouTube and make your notification bell right here. HICGI News Agency. Visit us on hicginewsagency.com and find us on all social media platforms on X, call it Twitter, on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. HICGI News Agency. Subscribe now.
Come back from the short commercial break. You're still with Professor Vicent Anigbogu. He's still telling us something important. Professor, you are still saying something about the Pan-Africanism and giving us examples because that language is also been key, especially in trying to bring unity amongst countries in Africa. You're giving us an example of West Africa and also reflecting on East Africa.
But I think beyond language, East African countries have done very well in laying down, especially Uganda, clear ideologies that cut across generations required for national development. So, for example, in Uganda, everybody knows the four core cardinal points of the leadership. Number one, patriotism. Love your country, you know, above your tribe. And if I may use His Excellency's argument, if you produce goods and services, you're not going to sell it to your own people. You're going to sell it across the nation. So you might as well make friends with everybody. Okay? Number two, democracy. The issue of democracy, freedom of choice. Number three, the issue of Pan-Africanism. Beyond loving your nation, love Africa. We are one people. If Africans trade among themselves alone, that may be all they need to develop their economy. Exporting their goods and services may be minimal because we have the population 1.2 billion people.
Wow, it's a big number.
It's a big number, it's almost bigger than if UK and US combined. So I like that. Charity begins at home. Most importantly, socio-economic development, where let's channel our resources towards developing our people, because every nation God gave every nation three opportunities.
Which one are they?
Number one, your human resource, your natural resource, and time.
Okay.
These things were given to nations equally, but they were all given at the raw material. So the human nature is raw, the natural resources are raw, of course time itself is raw. It's how you add value to these three that develops a nation. So a nation that says we're going to add value to our people, and the people you have added value to will now add value to their natural resources and learn to do it even faster, which is conscious of time. That's development. That's development. Capacity to produce within a time frame. It's called GDP, per capita income.
Yes.
That's it. So with that mindset, and that's what STI must focus on. How do we add value to our people,
Yes,
so that they have the capacity to add value to their natural resources and the environment, and apply science and technology to do it even faster? Is development.
wow.
That's development. But I like that consistency in preaching that message. I would like to see the same message across Africa. Let's add value to our people through education and skill. Let them apply that skill to add value to their natural resources and the environment. And let them now apply technology to accelerate it. So technology cannot replace human capacity, but technology will enhance human capacity. So having that ideology is what I really admire about Uganda, and it's been consistent. What is happening now is that the capacity to make that dream happen has been built. People that will make it happen, people that will think through it. That's the difference. And I would like to see that across Africa, that consistency.
When you talk about technology,
Yes.
we so much happen to see that there's little limited innovation
Yes.
on the African continent.
Yes.
People are struggling and competing to visit different planets. But for us, we can't even also manufacture our own cars without assistance from other countries. There is little that we have achieved. Either it is we're failing to invest into it, or we don't know. But what exactly should Africa do to transform technologically and more faster?
If I guess I just laid that principle. Number one, building capacity in people.
Capacity people.
And capacity is not just learning skills, but the thinking, ability
Oh,
to think.
wow.
We have the kind of education we've been exposed to without us not knowing that is that we've been trained to service others. We've been trained and given the skills to produce raw materials and services for other economies. But how to develop our own, we were not taught.
Oh,
That's what the Honorable Minister calls the black box.
I see.
An education that taught you how to produce raw material. It doesn't teach you how to process it to higher products, but it teaches you to sell it as an export. The same curriculum teaches you to import it as a finished product. So when you look at our educated people, they're either speaking about how to maximize raw material production and how to maximize importation. But nobody is discussing how to add value to our own so that we can export. And what you don't know is older than you. That's an African proverb.
Wow.
What you don't know is older than you.
Wow.
Yes. You can never apply what you don't know. So the wonderful thing that's happening now is that we're discovering this gap in the education system to now teach our people how to process our raw materials. And it has to come, it will not come from outside. It must come from within. It must come from us asking questions. It must come from us locking the door and say we will find the solution. But before we need to rely on the outsiders to think for us. And of course they will tell us what they want us to hear, not what you need to hear. Because again, I don't blame them. They're trying to minimize competition. So, but we're now the age where Africans are now discovering that our education is not good enough for our development. We need to do more. And that's much of what this conference has been addressing. We need to take ownership of our thinking. We need to take ownership of our own development. We need to say what's important to us, not what people tell us is important. That's the battle right now.
Wow.
That's the battle.
Wow. Professor, you were in United States and you did chemistry, and right now you much more into raising leaders, and which is different from the science
Yes.
that you did, and also you were, I think, say 20 years in the United States, and then
30 years.
30 years,
Yes.
and then you decided to come back to Africa.
Yes.
Could you please tell us why you made that choice?
Well, first of all, nobody will develop Africa except Africans. So if you seek comfort in a nation that's developed by others, by the way, you will always be a stranger. Sooner or later, they will remind you that you're not one of them.
Wow.
And they will ask you, when will you go back and develop your own?
True.
So I encourage people to go abroad and learn, but with the mindset to learn the skills and find out how they have solved their own problem. And then come back with the mindset to apply those lessons to our own. That's what I did. Number two, my knowledge of chemistry is not a waste because knowledge is comprehensive. Even to be a good leader, you must have knowledge of a little bit of everything, from education to governance to business to you must understand the simple basic principles that govern all of those things so that you can make informed decisions. So my knowledge of science is actually an advantage. It helps me to think broader, helps me to ask deeper questions. Even now, I'm broadening my knowledge into governance, into other areas, because the more I know, the better informed decision I can make. And so we should stop, um, should I say, categorizing ourselves in particular area. I tell
Welcome to Princess Branding Services. Do you have a party, introduction, or you have lost a loved one and you intend to do burial or branding? At Princess Branding Services, they do branding for baby shower, political rallies, and all kinds of celebrations and functions. Contact us for great and friendly, affordable prices. We will brand your t-shirts, capes, bottles, umbrellas, photos, bags, frames, and much more. Contact us on the number on your screen. Plus 256 783 20 95 79 or plus 256 744 580326. Email princessbranding256 at gmail.com.
students stop saying I'm a science inclined. No, you may start with science, but one day you must migrate into the social sciences because quality leadership is in social sciences. You start with your technical skill, but if you're going to advance, you need these soft skills. And that's why a lot of professors are so focused in their area of expertise, but they don't have the broad-mindedness to lead across. They are so myopic. So personal growth requires that you start from one, but in life, broaden yourself so you can be a better person, a better leader. Besides, life does not exist in seclusion. Life, everything is connected. Education is connected to governance. Business is connected to governance. In real life, there's no demarcation. But it's just that you can learn everything. So you start with one, but as you grow, you must develop and mature yourself to be conversant with other areas. So I still enjoy chemistry, but I cannot confine myself to chemistry because life is bigger than that. Yes.
As we prepare to finish, United States new administration by Donald J. Trump decided to withhold funding with a very popular USAID, which has been in existence for so many years. And people have mixed reactions to stopping aid to the rest of the world. Actually, right now, there are trade tariffs and battles happening. Yeah, is increasing almost now 100% to China. His own allies in Europe are also affected, and he says United States has to negotiate better deals, and he has called on his friends like Elon Musk to make America great again.
Yes.
In your thinking, do we still need USAID, or we can do away with it as Africa?
Let me ask you a question. A child, when you're a baby, do you need milk? Yes.
Yes.
But as you grow, even the type of food you give becomes what? Tougher, stronger. And at some point, you start giving the same person bones to chew. I think with an average African nation today is about 60 years old. Ghana is already what, 1967, so Ghana is 60. Uh, Ghana is 1957, I think they got independence.
Was it the first country to get independence?
Yes, 1957. So we are of age. We don't need milk anymore. So I see what is happening as an excellent opportunity
Wow.
to say to ourselves, we are of age. We don't, yes, we will suffer. Many people may lose their job, but it's a wake-up call that in this season, either you take care of yourself or you perish.
I like that.
Israel has learned that. Look at them. For the most part, self-sufficient. 9 million people defending themselves successfully against almost 400 million people that want to eliminate them.
Everyone around them is an
Yes.
enemy.
So what if they don't have the mentality of self-sufficiency? What if they are relying on the world to come and protect them? Israel will not be in existence. I'm not saying I'm for or against what's happening, but I'm talking about the importance of reaching a point in life where you say, I take responsibility for my destiny.
Wow.
And this is this. For me, it's a great opportunity. Trump is an answer to prayer to destroy African dependency for many years. Let's begin to look within. We have the resources. We have the intellectual people who are well trained. It's just that we are not forcing them to apply what they think because they have easy money elsewhere. So I think it's actually a liberation call. But I'm sorry, it's going to be tough. A lot of people will suffer. But then that's what it takes to mature, suffering, to begin to ask questions. So for me, I see it as a great opportunity. I'm actually excited because now we can look within. Now we can begin to ask the questions. With all these resources around us, what do? Are we going to watch our children die? Or do we roll our sleeves and say, we will do our best? That's my thought. Besides, every nation has every right to defend and protect their territory. I can't force US to continue to give aid. They don't own me. They don't really own me. They don't own me. But you see the danger of, in the rainy days, you're not maximizing resources and using to build capacity.
The power of memories has never been so meaningful than when time passes by. It's only in photography and videography that we can be able to tell what exactly happened in our lives. Do not lose the beautiful events of your life, from graduation to birthday parties, introduction ceremonies, parties that matter, wedding. All this and much more can be brought down into memories of photography and videography. At KEB International Group, we understand what it means to keep these memories. We're inviting you today to contact us for the best rates in town for your photography and videography events. Plus 256 702 13 75 66 or plus 256 773 1375 66. We will cover and reach you at any time, any part of the world. No matter the time, we are here to keep your memories alive. Keep videography and photography your number one events memories.
The dry days comes and you have nothing to show. So my prayer is that Africa will sit up. And that's what I love about this conference. And I see a sense of ownership. Let's take ownership of our destiny. It will be tough, of course, but that's what it takes. Every U.S. There was a time U.S. was a poor, very poor nation. Yes. But if you look at their history, they were ravaged by epidemics, cholera, what have you. But they have overcome all of that by having that spirit of can do. Yes, I can do. I'm a Christian, and the scripture said to me that all things are possible for those who believe. Do you believe? Then you can do it.
Wow. Finally, Professor,
Yes.
Boko Haram has remained a thorn in the wound of Nigeria, I think northern Nigeria. Women and children have been washed,
Yes.
affected,
Yes.
abducted, and brutally killed.
Yes.
Are we seeing the possibility of overcoming and defeating Boko Haram in the shortest time possible, and what should be the way forward?
First of all, in fact, I was thinking about this yesterday. Any leadership that cannot protect its people is not worthy of its name.
Wow.
Any leadership that can sit and watch the very people you're mandated to protect destroyed, maimed, and you don't do anything, I can tell you, you are not serious. You're not a leader. You're not a leader. And that's my feeling about the Nigerian leadership. They know what to do. They know where these terrorists are. They know who is funding them. They know. What's lacking is the will to take on these people.
The way.
And rock the boat. And when a leader lacks that kind of will, by the way, that's what defines a hero. One of the reasons why the leadership of this nation is respected is a man went into the bush with what, 28 people?
Yes.
And came back and took a nation. That's almost like a fiction.
Yeah.
But it's a reality. But not only that he did that, but that the fact that you can come to Uganda today and drive to anywhere at night, total peace. I pray the Ugandans don't take that for granted, because
Please don't take that for
that
granted,
does
Ugandans.
not exist in many nations.
Okay.
And for that alone, I will always respect this leadership. And I see how their military, in particular, how they are friendly to the civilians in other nations like Nigeria.
Of all the strength that your sweat goes, in every single moment that you wake up early in the morning, go to sleep, bed late, you want to have a beautiful home. Acquiring a beautiful home makes your dreams come true. We at CABE International Group are proud to extend our deepest in strength, expertise and team to make your home beautiful. We do stone building and carving on all the nature of buildings that you would like to hold. Stones make a home so beautiful that you cannot underestimate the beauty of stones. From every perfect stone, every carve and every crafting, we do and we achieve this. At CABE International Group, we don't only do that, we also paint your homes. Every nature or paint that you would love to make your home beautiful is available at Cape International Group. A well-dedicated team is here to make it happen for you. Contact us today so we can make your home the most beautiful and secure of all at friendly prices. That is what we are promising you, with a lot of dedication and sincerity, honesty, and every category that you want to achieve. This is what we are talking about. Cape International Group, your number one partner to make a beautiful home for you, with great services of painting and stone. This is what we are. Call us today on +256 773 1375 66.
They abuse the civilians. So there's a complete lack of leadership in Nigeria. And I say that in a way because when a true leader arises, they know where the terrorists are. They know who are sponsoring them. If they're serious, what does it take to go and locate even simple night vision? Instruments can be used at night to locate them and destroy them. So I think it's a leadership issue. Somebody somehow is benefiting from the disarray being caused by Boko Haram.
Is there anything else that you would like to tell or share with our viewers as we wind up?
Well, I just want to first thank them for the privilege of being here, especially you.
Global Logistics Limited, your number one customs stealing and forwarding cargo consolidation warehouse company. We do air shipment, worldwide sea shipment, transportation, tax consultation. Global Logistics Limited is a competent company specializing in logistics clearing and forwarding services. We have the necessary skills and resources and partnerships to tackle sizable projects to our clients' satisfaction. We are located at Mganziraza Plaza near the entrance of Katwe, Kampala, Uganda. Call us on +256 779 634 328 or +256 701 784 648, or visit our website glovylogistics.com, or write to johnglovy@gmail.com. Glovy Logistics Limited, your number one clearing and forwarding company.
I want to encourage Africans that our best days are here.
Wow.
Our best day, this is the time, and I'm really speaking to young people. This is your season, this is your time. You're going to have an opportunity to make impact. So it's prepare yourself, develop capacity. Number one, moral capacity, because what's destroying most Africans are lack of moral principles, corruption, lack of integrity. So develop yourselves into people of integrity and responsibility. Number two, build the moral courage to step out and do things you've never done before. The people that will grow and make impact are the people that are ready to take risks, calculated risks. Number three, equip yourself with skills and technical skills that you need to produce something. Be a producer, not a consumer. Be a producer. Find something you can produce, because there are no jobs. So we need for people who create jobs, and those who create jobs produce, not consumers. And finally, learn how to work with each other. Deal with the issue of tribalism and religious divide. They only make you inefficient. Let's find a way to work together as a continent. And finally, maintain good health. Eat well, exercise.
Wow.
Maintain good stature, because you need energy. If you're going to work hard, you need energy, you need good health. And if you can focus on these 5 things and know that your season is here, and you believe that your season is here, I believe you will go very far.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you, Professor Vicent Anigbogu from Nigeria here in Ugandan capital compound, the shores of Lake Victoria, Munyonyo. On the camera has been Faith Barbara in Ruhinda, and with the rest of the team, my name is Kivumbi Earnest Benjamin. Until next time.
The Senior Citizens Talk is brought to you by Africa at Heart, Heal the Planet Global Organization, HICGI News Agency. Subscribe right now to get our latest updates sent you every single Sunday. Don't forget also the Talk to the World show that is running every Thursday at 4 p.m. Subscribe here on YouTube and make your notification bell right here. HICGI News Agency. Visit us on hicginewsagency.com and find us on all social media platforms, on X, call it Twitter, on TikTok, Instagram and Facebook. HICGI News Agency. Subscribe now.